context and what this journey was like and sort of how tonight was a culmination of how this season went, if you agree with that?
I mean, pretty much. I mean, it's kind of hard to start thinking about like when we got started. The season started so fast after leaving the bubble, obviously. And I think I was talking to Wes in the locker room just a few minutes ago, and I said the one thing that bothers me more than anything, we never really got an opportunity to see our full team at full strength, either because of injury or COVID or something going on with our ball club this year. We could never fully get into a rhythm and never really kind of see the full potential of what we're capable of. And but all in all, I give my hats off to everyone on this team who showed up every day to work, showed up every day to compete, showed up every day to put in the time and the effort, and obviously fell short of our goal, but try to do everything we could to be as good as we could be, as great as we could be under the circumstances. And also also want to shout out Phoenix too, Monty Williams, Book, and that team. They were excellent throughout this series, all of them. So much respect.
And how did you come through all of this physically, I guess from the ankle injury on, and what in the off season, having an actual full off season do for you at this stage of your career?
Well, it's going to be it's going to work wonders for me. Obviously, obviously during the season, I don't talk about rest. I don't even like to put my mind and frame into that. It makes me weak. But in the off season, I got an opportunity to rest. I got like 3 months to recalibrate, get my ankle back to 100% where it was before that Atlanta game. And, that's the most important thing for me. Everything else feels extremely well. My ankle was the only thing that was kind of bothering me. Well, obviously bothered me in the later stage of the season and never fully got back to before the injury. But, happy I was able to, just go out there and at least try to help our team win.
Ron, I know a lot of times we ask you about the things you accomplished in your career. You say when it's all over, you'll go back and look at it with mad records and why. But this is the first time you didn't make it out of the first round. It also ends the final streak for you. Can you look back at that run at all and put it in context in terms of everything that you sacrificed and everything you did to be able to do that over this last decade and a half?
What's the final streak?
9?
Nah, I tore my groin my first year with the Lakers. We didn't make it.
But every time you made the postseason.
Well, I mean, listen, it doesn't. Every season, like I tell you guys all throughout the season, every season is different. Every challenge is different, and to be able to put myself where I can even have accomplishments, to either be broken or to be able to continue it. It's all through the grace of the man above, and me just trying to put in a lot of hard work in. My teammates, having great coaching staffs, things of that nature. So, records are, if there's a record or if it's not, they're always meant to be broken. So, in that fashion, it doesn't matter to me as far as not making it out of the first round. What matters to me is getting this team back healthy. Me not being able to be at my full strength throughout this series, that's my main focus. But, time to readjust and think about what the offseason has in store.
And
Ron, this is a really big picture question. I apologize in advance. It's been like 18 months since the world sort of stopped when the shutdown first happened a year and a half ago or whatever. I think probably once you came back to basketball, everything kind of has been condensed into one. What's it been like being a basketball player in this environment this year, mentally? The testing, the restrictions on the road. This is hopefully a once-in-a-lifetime experience. What will you take from it?
Well, if you just, I think I always think about just from the moment we entered the bubble to now today. It's been draining. It's been mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally draining. Did not stop, me from, committing to the game, committing to my teammates, committing to the work, putting in the work, mentally trying to stay as sharp as I possibly could. But, throughout it, it's been mentally draining, and like you said, dealing with Every team has to deal with it, obviously. But with us in Miami, obviously, going, the long haul in the bubble and then coming right back on a short notice, to the season, it's been, very draining. So, like I said, I commend my teammates, commend the coaching staff and his organization, just being ready to go when the time was called, and giving everything we had up until this moment. But made a better man win, and the Suns was a better man throughout this year or this series.
LeBron, I know this is all really fresh, but last offseason, Rob was really aggressive and made a lot of changes. Or brought in a lot of new faces to a team that won the championship. This team obviously didn't have the same success, but like you said, didn't have a chance to see what it would look like at full strength in this environment. Do you feel like this team deserves another shot in some form, this supporting cast around you and AD, or do you think that there will be or should be larger changes like there were a year ago?
Well, I think Rob has done such a great job of constructing this team over the last few years that he will continue to do that. I will have some input. He always asks for my input. As AD's input. But at the end of the day, we want to continue to get better. I trust Rob. Trust Kurt. Trust everyone upstairs that does their diligence and our coaching staff and things of that nature. So, obviously, number one thing for us is getting AD healthy. That's number one, because it doesn't matter what changes we make. We get big fella healthy, and he's back to what he was before the injury. Get my ankle back right, which 1,000%. I already know that I'll be 100% as far as my ankle when the season starts in October, and then go from there. So that put us in the best possible chance to be successful next year. But like I said, Rob will do his due diligence and construct this team to where it needs to be to compete for a championship once again.
We'll take a couple more, Calvin.
LeBron, we saw these pictures of you in a signed jersey with Devin Booker. One, why was that moment important to you? Why was that gesture important to you? And two, when you look around the playoffs and see some of the young players having outstanding postseasons so far, do you sense that could be motivation for you this offseason to kind of stay on top?
Well, first of all, I love everything about D-Book. I've had numerous conversations with him in the past, and he continues to make the jump. And when you want to be great in this league, and as he said, as Kobe told him to be legendary, when you want to be legendary in this game, you got to continue to improve not only your game, but you as a man and everything, both on and off the floor. And all the conversations I've had over the years, I could tell he soaked them up and has used them to his advantage. And, everyone sees what he's able to do on the floor right now, but I think, his maturity, him as a young man, is what I'm most impressed about. So I love everything about Book. So that's the post-game interaction. Secondly, I don't need motivation, from anybody in this league. I motivate myself. I'm motivated by my kids, by my family, and the love of this game. But take nothing away from it. There's some young guns in this game. Book, Donovan Mitchell, Luka, John Morant. So many guys that's like 22 and under, or 23 and under, who are just flat out special. And that was just to name a few. Jason Tatum. Let me not forget about him, how special he is. But those guys are great, and the game is always going to be in great hands with guys like that. But my motivation doesn't come from that. My motivation comes from, like I said, my family, myself, my kids in my I Promise school back home that I get an opportunity to see. Today was their last day of school. That was motivating to me, and things of that nature. So I'm past the motivating stage of the younger group.
We'll take one more question on the Dan to follow up. Barry Bloom, go ahead.
Back to the pandemic, as one of the leaders in the game, how do you feel the PA and the NBA handled the whole situation and everything else that's gone on in the last year?
Well, the one thing that I'm happy about is to see fans back in our building. That is the number one thing. I'm extremely excited about that and happy about that, to see fans. Obviously, we know we had a couple instances over the last couple of weeks over the last week with some fans taking it a little bit too extra. But at the end of the day, fans being back in the building is a beautiful thing to see. You commend the PA, you commend the league, Adam Silver and his crew on figuring out a way to withstand the pandemic, to withstand it, and the players committing to it. And it's been tough. Like I said, it's been tough on all of us getting tested 2 or 3 times a day, and at all times of the hour throughout the day. But guys committed to it, and guys are happy to be back on the floor and doing it for the love of the game, doing it for your teammates, doing it for your family, and also just having the fans back in the building. So, hopefully we got this thing under wraps, but the league has done a great job of withstanding the time, and hopefully we continue to keep it going.
Last one, Dan.
To the brothers. Just really quickly, I know you didn't expect to be in this position, but do you think your ankle or your energy levels put the Olympics on the table for you as something you would want to do this summer? Kind of what are your thoughts on that?
No, I think I'm gonna play for the Goon Squad this summer instead of the Olympics. I think that's my focus on trying to beat the Monstars or the Goon Squad, we call them now. So didn't have much success versus Suns. So now I am gearing my attention to the Goon Squad here in mid-July. So I'm gonna let the ankle rest for about a month, and then I'm gonna gear up with Lola, Taz, Granny, Bugs, and the rest of the crew. So